Hello and welcome to our latest episode of The La Project with me, your host Han Royani, and with me today, BJ. So it's been a while since we had our last recording. So there's so many things that happened that I think we can talk about and we can cover.
Yep.
But before we get into all of that, I mean, obviously it's a new studio.
Yep.
And
as you guys can see,
yeah, it's a new studio, new look.
it's all about the vibes.
It's all about the vibes. So
Love
how you been, man?
I've been alright. Like the most I think major change I've made in my life since we last recorded is I started playing paddle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Been taking classes, playing paddle. A lot of paddle though. I've been playing like on average over the last 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, over the last 3 months, I think 3 times a week?
Wow.
Yeah, 4 times a week. Yeah.
Jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, dude. And I'm playing in the tournament this
Oh,
weekend.
wow.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, me and my wife.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh,
It's
with
nice.
your wife?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That's such a nice activity to do.
Yeah, well, if you're not competitive, if you can keep it casual, then play it with your wife.
And
If
it's
not,
also time away from your kids, right?
a little bit. Sort of. That kind of helps, I guess. But more than anything, like I wouldn't say I'm a natural athlete. I'm not. I haven't been an athlete for a long time, but I love playing sports. You know, like sports has always been my passion since growing up.
Yeah.
I was always like, I love to play a lot of different sports, but I was never like elite
Right.
level at any one of them.
Yeah.
You know, but I love trying new sports and
you-
at least mastering it to a level where you can hang with people who play on the regular.
Yeah.
You know, so
And it's not just it's a skill to have, but it also makes you fit. Makes you active.
byproduct.
So it's even though someone's not like physically gifted, or maybe they're not like the typical athlete.
Yeah.
I think they should still try sports.
And also it's the best way I can get any cardio in for myself.
Right.
I
Because
hate running. You know,
running is
I swim a
boring.
bit. I swim like once a week nowadays, but real cardio is just paddle.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, man? You've been busy traveling all around Malaysia.
I mean, since we didn't have like a podcast for the last 2 months, so I thought maybe I'll have some time to myself. So I went to Sabah recently.
You were not really time to yourself though, right? You've been working, right?
I mean, I've been working.
Yeah.
In fact, this weekend I have a show with Just Jokes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you hosting or
No, I'm one of the opening acts.
Opening acts.
One
Nice.
of the opening acts.
Cool,
so
cool,
running with the big dogs.
How long's your set nowadays?
Nowadays it's 5 to 10 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I feel like I'm not doing well, then I'm gonna cut it a bit earlier.
Right.
Yeah. But it's
It's
cool.
okay though. You're just navigating the stage presence.
Yeah. Still
all
working it out.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into our main.
None of
news.
business.
I gotta say congratulations
Oh yeah.
to you.
For what? I would like to hear. What might that be about?
Okay. So
I can't remember things. The last. Since November 5th, things have been a blur.
I wish I don't remember some stuff, but Trump was re-elected as the president, beating Kamala Harris in the United States. Congrats.
Yep.
There's so many things to talk about. But what do you feel about that, PJ?
I mean, I'd be lying if I say I wasn't happy about it. Like, I predicted it. I thought it was gonna happen.
I thought it was gonna happen too.
And to be fair, yes, so did you, and so did a lot of other people. But when in the lead up to the election day itself, and in the couple of weeks, it was like, especially a lot of the media were like saying, Kamala has a chance to win. This thing is very close. It's 50-50, 50-50. It didn't end up being 50-50.
Nope.
It was more like 70-30. It ended up being. So
But it was crazy the amount of traction that Kamala Harris managed to get. Like, she collected over $1 billion in donations.
1.382 billion.
1.382
that was
billion.
the rough figure.
She had the endorsements of people like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and pretty much all the other.
You mean she paid for the endorsements of Beyonce?
Possibly.
Who's the other one that actually sang? I think one of those new age rappers. I can't remember her name. Maybe it's Cardi B, maybe it's Nicki Minaj. One of those.
I think it was Megan Thee Stallion.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. So. Yeah. So she was paid like a bit of money as well to perform at one of her rallies.
Yeah.
And yeah, it all didn't seem to work. The Trump campaign comparatively spent about 320 million or so, which is $1 billion less.
I think there's a lot that maybe Trump didn't include in the allocated budget of 380 million.
Well, yeah. Well,
I think there's a lot more. I mean, okay. You look at it, okay, Trump is now the president of the United States.
Okay.
Look at his cabinet members. He's got Elon.
Okay.
He's got RFK Jr.
Okay.
And he's got so many other billionaires that is on his side. Like Bezos, Zuckerberg.
Okay.
And the reason why they all support Trump is because Trump is gonna give less tax. Is gonna charge less tax for the billionaires, which is why most of them, or maybe all of them, stand behind Trump. Maybe they didn't give money for his campaign or for the donation of his campaign, but if he won, that would have been so much more advantageous for the billionaires, because Trump is like their guy.
Okay,
so with Trump winning, now, especially now with Elon getting the Department of
Governmental Efficiency.
Government Doge.
Yeah. Like
so,
the Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, okay, before I say what I think.
Okay.
What do you think about Trump, like employing all these people in his cabinet?
You want to start with Musk?
Yeah, we can start with Musk.
I have a few things to say about his cabinet, about certain few of them, but we'll start with Musk. And Doge. Okay, because he created Doge out of nowhere. You know, just sign a piece of paper that says Doge is now a government agency, department, and not only that, but it has power to oversee all the other government agencies and departments. So,
and I've seen like Elon cutting down so many, they would call it unnecessary costs.
Yeah, that's right.
But they have let go so many like government agencies and government staff. Employees.
Yeah, that's right.
So like I'm wondering like how would that affect the new age in America? Because like in America it's so divided now. It's so polarizing. From Democrats, they're saying like Trump is Hitler. And on Trump's side, they're saying like, oh, it's a whole swamp that we need to get rid of. We're going to make America great again. But how is that going to go forward? You know, because there's so many like ideologies that differ from one another.
There's so many
in so many different ways.
Yeah, there's so many cooks in the kitchen. Yeah. So I understand what you mean, and it's a valid concern, and it's a valid point that's being raised also by the most intelligent critics of the Trump administration. Yeah. And I see that. I see the validity of the point. But in my opinion, you need to take drastic measures to weed out, if you want to do drastic things like, you know, actually weed out corruption, you know, like they want to do, and reduce the bloat in government spending as they want to do. So in terms of economic principles, they're doing the right thing, in the sense that if you want to reduce inflation and reduce the budget deficit, the first thing you have to do is reduce government spending. But unfortunately, with government spending, you have to cut a lot of things. I'm saying this in just a pure economics principles perspective,
Sure.
okay? So usually in a normal government that's not bloated and overextended and has overextended itself, they're only taking care of the major things like social security. Another thing is welfare,
Healthcare.
healthcare. Well, you can see healthcare to an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent. When it comes to 325 to 350 million people, healthcare for all is
it's
a whole different beast.
Yeah.
And then also, education, things like that. Those are the things that the government spends on, typically. But the US government, why the whole Trump campaign wanted to reduce government spending, they ran on that, is simply because it has been overextended to a point where it's covering things that are not necessary to be covered. Like, why is the government mandating, allowing sexual books to be taught to kids that are under 9 years old? Like, that doesn't make any sense. None of them are going through puberty just yet. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there are better ways to deal with that, but they are also dealing with it the way they have over the past 4 years has not been the way forward, and the people have spoken on that. Like California, the bluest state got more red. Like, literally every county in California voted more Republican than Democrat. Like, new voters voted more Republican than Democrat overwhelmingly.
Okay, but do you think that's because of their discontent of how Joe Biden has been leading America? Or is it because they just want to see like a new change in American politics?
Well, both things would constitute a new change, would it not? Like, if you want to change from Joe Biden, there's a new change in itself.
I mean, like, because when Joe Biden was president, right? Okay, I'm not. This is not probably the mainstream view of how they think of Joe Biden, but but a lot of people were quite unhappy with some of his actions, like especially with the Israel-Palestine war, with a lot of social issues, I think, in the US. For example, what you mentioned, like the books, they were, it's like they teach about sex for kids under 12 or under 9.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is one of the reasons why they voted more Republicans than Democrats, because they are afraid of the, I would say, the liberal view, the liberal movement, the extreme left, which is like, I think the
super progressive.
The super progressive. I think these are the ones that they were telling about drag. They were showing drag books to kids. Yeah, I think it's a similar.
Among others.
Yeah, among others. So I'm just thinking, like, if you vote for Trump over Biden, obviously there are some. I mean, they're both. They have positives and negatives in their presidency, but I wonder how big of the effect if you like vote the lesser evil over you vote a bigger evil over the lesser evil. Do you know my point? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Again, can you repeat?
Okay,
again?
so I'm wondering.
So you're saying that Trump is the bigger evil? Or you're saying Joe Biden?
At that point, they thought Joe Biden was the bigger evil.
Okay, right.
So
and then Trump was the lesser evil.
Yeah, and they thought Trump was the lesser evil.
All right.
But now they're voting for Trump, and now we are seeing because usually presidents are in their second term, they would pretty much do what they really want to do, because there's no more terms after this for them.
Correct.
So this is where they implement everything. So you see, like, Trump has been ordering executive. He has been signing executive
more
orders.
Than 300 since
300 executive orders.
Office, yeah. I think more than 300.
Do you think a lot of the new voters regret voting for Trump?
No, because his executive orders were all made. Like, he's not doing anything that's going against his campaign promises. So all his executive orders are just affirming all the promises that he said he was going to do once he took office. So he's just doing it. and those people still voted for him anyways.
Yeah.
You know, so what's there to complain about if he's doing exactly what you wanted him to do? He ran on that, and you still voted for him, which means you approve of what he ran on, and he's doing what he said he was going to do while he was running for office. Now that he has office, what more do you want?
No, but I think it's like you have to. Okay, I understand why Trump is all making America great again.
Yep.
He renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf,
Gulf of America.
Okay, but I'm like, at one point, do we say that this is no longer a democracy?
No, it's still a democracy. It's just more people voted for one side than the other. It happens. Happened with Reagan. It happened with... I don't think it happened with Kennedy. Kennedy didn't win as lopsidedly as Reagan did. Reagan won like 50 out of 51 states.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Reagan was ridiculously popular. I think FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he was the only president to ever hold 3 terms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm wondering, do you think Trump is going to change the constitution so that he's able to run for a 3rd term?
Okay, number one, there's a misconception in the question that you asked.
Okay.
It's not in the constitution.
Okay.
That
Okay,
they have only 2 terms.
Okay, but then how did...
There's more, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was either an executive order or governmental policy, both of which can quite easily be reversed. Yeah. So, I'm not saying I'm in favor of a 3rd term, whatever. That's so far-fetched to think about now. But 2024 has been crazy. So, you don't know what could happen.
Exactly.
However, I don't think that is Trump's ultimate goal.
What is his ultimate goal, you think?
Make America great again. That's always been the thing. I think he just wants for the succession, I think he just wants someone that would be willing to continue in his legacy. Could be his son, Don.
When was America great?
When was America great?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, he's trying to make America great again, but I'm wondering when is America great? When was America great?
During the boom of industrialization, in the wake of prohibition.
That's when like women didn't have rights?
No, women didn't have rights way before that.
Yeah,
like that was like the 1840s. Like
okay.
So women's suffrage was around that time. So by that time, like in terms of voting rights, at least women were quite okay. But I mean, that's more a cultural evolution than it is like an American evolution kind of thing. So like the whole world has begun, well, not begun, but especially today in 2025, like women's rights is not something that is something you have to talk about to give women rights. You know, women have rights today, and their rights are constantly expanding as well, as we see in Saudi and other places. So I would say, America is great. Well, has been great before, and at least from their perspective, they've always been the political, military, and economic hegemony.
I mean,
at least over the past 100 years or so. So,
okay. So when will America be great under Trump? What does he need to do so that America or Americans can think, oh, we're finally great again?
If he manages to reduce the trade, or more importantly the budget deficit meaningfully, like maybe not something ridiculous like half, but maybe like 5%, 6%. If that budget deficit goes down by that much, like a decrease of anything like that'd be a ridiculous win for him, for Trump. I think if he secures the border and makes Mexico, like he has, pay for it, or at the very least police it properly, then that kind of thing, like border security, things that he runs, because Trump at his core politically, he's an isolationist. He's always been militarily. He's always been an isolationist.
No foreign wars. Do you mind expanding on that?
Well,
what does it mean?
He's of the camp that believes the isolationist mentality is the people that believe basically that America doesn't need to be involved in foreign wars. There's the Pacific Ocean on one side and there's the Atlantic Ocean on the other, and both have proven to be impenetrable. and Mexico and Canada don't exist without America.
Yeah.
You know, like, so they're not in a position to pick fights either.
But what about the tariffs that Trump has set? You know, for
Mexico sending
Canada.
troops to the border.
Mexico is sending troops to the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be Americans that's patrolling that. There's not be Americans paying for that. Mexico is paying for that.
But I heard Mexico's prime minister. She was like.
When the tariffs first came down, she was pissed about it.
Yeah, she was. But now she agreed.
But she relented, of course, after 3 days.
Because he put like a 20% tariffs. 25% tariffs.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. And
so the tariffs were removed. She sent the troops, Mexican troops, to the border to patrol and police the border. Trump removed the tariffs on Mexico.
But what about Canada?
I think Canada's situation with the States is a trade situation, and I think it's more complex than I completely understand.
Okay,
so I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah.
Okay.
I just know, if I'm not mistaken, as of today, tariffs are still in place for Canada.
Okay. While we're on Trump, and I want to talk back about Elon. What did you think about the salute that he did?
The autistic salute.
Okay, you can say it's autistic. Sure, I'll give him that. He is autistic, I guess.
Okay, number one, this is gonna sound like so much of a cop out. Number one, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna preface this before I give my opinion on it, because it's so necessary these days. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I abhor Nazism. I don't believe in it. I've never believed in it. It's something terrible. It's racist, fascist, like actually racist and fascist.
Yeah.
Okay. They killed 6 to 8 million people. Forget the fact that they were Jews or not, whatever. But they killed 6 million people.
Pure evil.
Pure evil. Okay. There's nothing more evil in my opinion. With that being said, the Nazi salute that Elon Musk did actually came from a different regime way back in history, if people care to understand history. And I'm sure those of you out there who are watching this podcast know a lot about history, because you wouldn't be watching if you didn't. And it's called the Roman salute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
the Roman Emperor Trajan, Trajan.
Okay.
He was the one who originated that salute for the Roman army.
So what you're saying is Nazis sort of destroyed that by...
They destroyed the swastika. They took it from the Hindus.
I was going to say, because swastika is pretty much the same like swastika from Hinduism.
And the Hinduism took it from way before.
Yeah, that's like way before.
Like an old, yeah. Like, so, yeah. It's not something new the Nazis have done to bastardize something of other people's culture.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, you might think of Elon, whatever you might think of him, racist or whatever.
He's a white South African, so I understand if you make the connection that, okay, he's possibly racist, he doesn't like black people, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2025, dude.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Yeah. I just think that he was so hyped up in the moment.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
And he's autistic. No, he's actually autistic. He's on the spectrum.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
He's a super high functioning autistic guy, but he is autistic.
He's a double A.
I don't
autistic
know.
African. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't cancel me, guys.
No, but he's actually autistic. He said it himself. You know, he's a super high functioning one, but he's autistic nonetheless. So most geniuses are.
Yeah, I would say so. But most geniuses aren't billionaires who are backed by...
And also probably the second most powerful man in the world. Yeah. I feel you.
Okay, since we're talking about Elon, right?
Okay.
And I mentioned Zuckerberg was also at the inauguration of Trump when he was
all the billionaires were.
there.
Tim Cook, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm going to talk about Zuckerberg and Elon.
Okay.
So basically, since Trump...
This is pertaining, of course, to X and Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
So since Trump has been re-elected, Facebook and Twitter has removed the fact-checking... What do you call it? They have removed the fact-checking
part of their
social apps, social media apps.
So that simply means that Facebook and X are not fact checking it internally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that there are so many news out now that people won't know if it's an actual fact or if it's just an opinion or if it's AI. You know what I mean? Because if you've seen some of the AI videos nowadays, I'm like, bro, how is this cat so fit and able to save people from... No, I'm just kidding. Okay, but what I'm saying is, like, there's so many things on social media now, but without the fact checking what I don't know what the fact checking side of
element. Yeah.
How do you know what's real and what's not?
Okay, so have you been on X over the past year? No.
Once in a while. When I feel like I have something to say.
Have you noticed anything called the community notes?
Yeah.
That is X's form of fact checking.
Yeah, but
so the community notes themselves are also being fact checked by other users as well. So it works for X and Facebook simply because I think Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan about a month ago, and he was saying that Facebook has about 3.5 billion active users at the moment. So if you have that scale, that kind of scale, then you can use community notes to sort of regulate itself.
Yeah.
So the people will know, like the experts that are on X, they are on Facebook and are active, they can then the subject matter experts, the actual.
Then how do you like what?
Think of it, okay.
Who picks these people as experts? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how
based on their background, their no. See, that's the thing about community notes. You are proving yourself an expert by the knowledge that you're putting there. So if your knowledge is right, you are considered expert because you are being cited by the community note.
Okay.
But if the community note is wrong, you are also being cited as being wrong, and your community note is removed.
Okay.
By other people in the community. So other experts who are... Stop thinking about expert as a term that is given to someone.
Okay.
Expert meaning someone who actually has knowledge. Okay. I'm referring to an expert in that way. So someone who actually has knowledge about a certain subject, who knows more than a certain other expert, who actually knows more than the first expert, and can say, oh no, this is wrong, this is this, and they debate it out in the community notes and prove that he's right.
Okay.
So community notes depends on on facts of things that have happened. It's not a place to debate scientific facts. That's universities.
Okay.
That has always still been universities. But what they can release is, okay, this fact has been proven, or this fact has been proven. So there's citations to other subject matter experts basically, whether it be the form of journal articles or...
Let's say I'm an expert.
Okay.
And I put something on Facebook or on X.
Okay.
An opinion that I know is right.
Okay.
Because I've done my research and I've done everything.
But then you shouldn't be worried.
But then the community notes, what if like everyone is against my opinion because they haven't learned what I've learned? They just think, they've talked to their friends and they arrive at a certain conclusion, and then they look at my statement and then they're like, that's bull.
Yeah, it will eventually be removed from the community notes.
Yeah,
if what they say is bull as compared to yours will stay and theirs will be removed.
Okay, but what if I'm saying one thing, and then all the community notes were against it? So then will my statement be removed, or will someone would be able to correct the community notes?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it works in that way specifically. It's not like it's Wikipedia. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's more like an ever evolving thing. Like if new facts come out, then it will be updated to the community notes.
Okay, but I think it's with this, it becomes more of a mob mentality kind of thing. So say I say something that is quite controversial, and then this group of people who are offended by what I'm saying, they are all attacking me. Okay, so they're all attacking me from based on what I'm saying. Okay, but what I'm saying may be correct. Maybe the way I say it is not proper, or it's not. I say it in a direct way, not in a subtle way.
Okay.
So people will be offended at that. But what I'm saying is,
they're not going to remove opinion tweets.
okay,
They just like, okay,
there'll just be a note down there that says, okay,
yeah. So this is like, if you post an opinion on X,
Mhm.
then the community notes is there. If it gets enough traction and enough people are looking into that specific tweet, then eventually people will say that, while this opinion is put out there and it was previously accepted as truth, universal truth, but now it's been debunked or whatever lah. So it's a fact-based thing, and it's not like other people can remove your opinion based on their opinion. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, community notes don't work that way. You have to present fact, so you have to link where you got this fact from, and then that link can also be debunked if someone else finds. So at the end of the day, it's like a rabbit hole that you don't have to go down.
Yeah, but see, I'm posting about Israel and Palestine, right?
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of Zionists commenting, or they are writing on the community note saying,
you're going about it thinking that who's writing the community note matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a community note. The community is whoever is on X. On X, there's no Israelis, there's no Palestinians, everyone's an X user. That is the community of X. Same goes to Facebook. Everyone's a Facebook user.
I just worry that this will be
it's been going on for since Elon took over Twitter, so and it's not an issue.
But I'm just thinking about
community notes has not been an issue. You're only bringing it, you yourself are only aware of it now because it's been an issue with Facebook, right? Yeah, but it's been around since Elon bought Twitter, and most people quite like how.
Do you use X?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, what do you tweet about?
I don't tweet. I get my news from X. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I think we should talk about. I'm sure you've heard about the Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, the guy who shot the
United Healthcare CEO.
Yep.
So, I mean, this happened I think a month ago or maybe 2 months ago while we were away.
Yeah. I think it was around Christmas. Sometime around Christmas.
And personally, I've met with a lot of Americans since then.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to talk about the American healthcare compared to the Malaysian healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So they would ask me how much would an ambulance cost in Malaysia? And I said, for the most part, it's free. And then they're all like, what? That's crazy. I asked them okay, how much is an inhaler? Asthma inhaler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much it costs in the US? It's a few $100.
Right.
And then when I told them, it only costs 20 ringgit here, not even $5, they're all blown away.
Yeah.
They're like, what the? And then I'm like, okay, now I understand why people sort of idolizes Luigi Mangione. Because, for the one thing, insurance is a big issue in the US, primarily because the cost of healthcare is so expensive over there.
Okay.
Like what I mentioned, the ambulance and even normal medicine costs hundreds of dollars, which is why a lot of Americans, if they get shot or if they fall sick or whatever, and they would rather not be picked up by an ambulance because it's so expensive.
Okay.
So when there's so many Americans who have health issues, who don't have universal health care, for them the option of going to the hospital is not feasible. So they have to rely on a lot of insurance. So when they go to the insurance and they are not getting the claims, or their claims are being denied, you can understand why people are so frustrated and angry at this CEOs of insurance companies. So now Luigi is looked at as a hero. Even though what he did was
by certain people.
I would say, okay, feel free to disagree, but I feel like there are more people on his side rather than on the CEO side. But what he did was terrible. He killed someone in broad daylight. You know. But
You
He's
can't
just,
have it both ways. You
but he's
gotta
just-
pick a side here. You can't
okay.
have it both ways.
but he's just one guy killing one other person. But if you look at the fatalities in the US through like gun violence or anything like that, it happens almost every day. But this one,
Doesn't make it that doesn't make it an apology for it. Doesn't
No,
make
no,
it
no.
doesn't make it okay.
it does not make it okay.
Taking a life is still taking a life.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, like you can say fine the insurance claims, like especially when you deny insurance claims to cancer patients and whatnot, you are sort of in a way, at the very least, not giving them a chance to extend their life. I get that. I get the argument. But, you know, it's a different... When you live in a capitalist society, there's going to be a lot of advantages, a lot of wealth, a lot of opportunities to accumulate wealth. But one of the significant drawbacks is, of course, when it comes to a basic need like medical attention and treatment for serious illnesses. You know, even injuries, serious injuries.
Yeah.
Like I heard this Luigi Mangione, he had this thing called he had a back issue.
Yeah.
That had his insurance claim denied, I think by United Healthcare themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what motivated him to do this. While I'm not dispassionate about it, I understand
Okay.
that was his personal motivation. I also don't think anyone should be lauding him as a hero.
No.
Like he himself did what he did for his own motivations. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. What he did was not I would never call it a positive in the world, but it's also not a negative. You know, at least from his perspective, from the person who did it, he found it worth it to risk
Go to jail.
having his life himself ended by going to jail, never seeing daylight again. You know, so it is what it is. It's my stance on it is pretty much also the same as my stance on the whole Israel-Gaza thing. It's horrible. It's horrendous. Shouldn't happen. But it happens. It's real life. And I think we as human beings, especially today in the era of social media, we like to pick sides. We like to pick sides in the sense of, you know, this is good or bad. This thing is overall good, overall bad. Whatever the case may be, I don't think in that way. I don't think in those linear forms, you know. So it is what it is. It happens.
Okay, so Luigi Mangione killed one guy and he was sent to jail, right? Benjamin Netanyahu killed over, I don't know how many people at this point, 50, 60,000 people. And he gets invited to the United States next to Donald Trump to talk about it. Luigi Mangione killed one person. How many people did Benjamin Netanyahu kill?
See, that's the thing. When it comes to, it is a whole different calculation there, you know, because number one is all the international relations, diplomacy, all that.
Yeah, but
all that going on
okay.
too. So it's not a matter of a personal thing, you know.
Is diplomacy better than your humanity? Would you choose diplomacy over your
Trump
humanity?
shook hands with Kim Jong-un. That guy killed more people than any of the other dictators alive right now.
Oh yeah, speaking of Kim Jong-un, the quick sidetrack. You know, he vows to further develop more nuclear forces.
With what money?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Not gonna happen.
But he already has some nuclear.
Are they actually functioning?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows. Nobody takes him seriously. So until someone does, I'm not gonna take him seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the time we have for world news. So now we're gonna get back. We're gonna get into some local news.
All right.
Did you know what happened recently at City Mall? A gunman.
He shot. I think janitor.
A cleaner in the leg or something.
Yeah, Golden Screen Cinemas or something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think his motive was?
You believe it or not, I know of something like this happening.
In US?
No, here, in Malaysia, in Kota Damansara.
When?
I think this was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
He was a waiter at Kayu. You know the Kayu at the corner?
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
at Dataran Sunway?
Yeah.
Kota Damansara? Yeah. So he was a waiter there. He had just finished his shift. He was walking, I think he was walking on the corridor, heading away from Kayu. A guy on a bike came, shot him. He died, by the way. That guy shot him and then
Did he owe
sped off. Yeah.
money or was it just like a random?
It was reported. It was reported that he was shot. That waiter was shot, but no. If any further investigation was done as to why, it wasn't publicized. And I think the same would go for this one. Yeah, they never caught that guy, by the way.
The guy that shot.
That shot the guy at Kayu. No,
They never
the guy.
caught him?
I don't know. Never caught. I don't think so.
But I hear
If they did, they never publicized it.
Yeah, I hear he had multiple drug related offenses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And from what I read on the
money,
news, I don't know. But from what I read on the news, he was a fair-skinned Malaysian. So we don't know.
What? They shot the guy?
No, the one that shot
The janitor?
The janitor.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is
How did people know he was a Malaysian?
to be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe from the way he looked or from the I think because they got like a CCTV footages of him.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's rare.
Yeah, that's
Because the
crazy.
guy's a foreigner, right? The janitor?
The janitor is a foreigner. I
Right,
think
yeah.
from Bangladesh or Pakistan.
I'm pretty sure I read that. Yeah.
So I'm like wondering, like
That's random.
You're at a mall. There's like banks, ATMs there. You can just like rob like for actual money.
Yeah.
Or like for like
Yeah.
some items or whatever. This guy shot like
Sleeping
janitor.
with his wife, maybe.
What?
The
The
janitor
janitor slept with his wife.
Don't laugh, man. You don't know. You know what package that guy's rocking, man?
No,
You
I
don't
mean
know?
like for a janitor. Oh, cool.
Yeah. He could have like a 10-inch hog right there, man. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then why is he
yeah.
a janitor then? I would.
Dude, he might be Muslim too. He can't be a star. So, get some on the side.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But it's crazy.
It's
'cause
2035, dude. Everything's
yeah.
crazy, dude.
It's
We
like
should go with that for this year on the podcast. We go with the craziest explanation for everything. that would make it the most entertaining.
And then people would put like in the community notes though.
Yeah. No, YouTube doesn't have any.
YouTube doesn't. Okay.
Instagram doesn't have any, I think.
Okay.
For the moment. So we good.
Okay. Okay. We finish with one light-hearted local story.
Yep.
In Kelantan, they actually had this crying contest. Do you know about this?
No, I don't.
So basically, apparently they do this like every year. So the winner would get 500 ringgit, the second would get 300, the third would get 100 ringgit. So basically the whole point of the competition is who can ugly cry the most.
What the
You should watch the
You
video.
see these segments are light-hearted, but they piss the out of me. Honestly, hearing this kind of oh my god. So how do they cry? Like they force themselves to cry?
I'll show you an example.
Oh my god, please don't.
Yeah, that's one example. And a guy actually won it, and he got 500 ringgit for
first place.
For first place, 500 ringgit. Just did what I did.
Dude, the tournament I'm playing this weekend is $500 though. I have to play
You have to pay 500 ringgit.
no
to
$500 for the first place winner.
Oh wow!
You mean I could get $500 just by crying?
Yeah.
Or fake crying?
Just go to Kelantan.
What the dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, do check it out.
And if you're ever in Kelantan and you need $500, you know what to do, bro. Holy.
All right.
There's a lot of tuak nipah you can buy, man. With $500. Holy shit.
Okay. Before we end the segment, Jay, do you have any words for our viewers or for anyone that just joined and watched our podcast?
Well, I suggest you guys stick around. It's gonna be a hell of a ride this year.
Yeah,
And
2025 is crazy.
Yeah, we got some awesome. We're gonna build it up. So just stick around. We don't know when we're gonna have a crazy bomb guest come in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We got things in the works. Hope you guys stay on. Keep watching. Keep listening. If you guys are, and don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, if you're not gonna do all that, at the very least, comment. We want more comments.
Yeah.
Keep talking, man.
All right, man. I think that's it for our show. This is our 13th episode, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes our 13th episode for the Love Project. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Let's go.